Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great evening. Mine's been quite an evening. This is a little delayed. I meant to do this earlier, but it's just been, I've been out fighting the wolves tonight. Good old trusty Publix. He's just hard to beat. Now, Danny Sue's tea will beat it. That's my mom. But she's in Louisiana right now, and I'm in Tennessee, so Publix is going to have to be it. Boy, that's good. I'm going to be up all night. I'm struggling with my little thingamajiggy here. The little stand that never works. You see it going just sideways like that. Okay. So if I just lean sideways, maybe it'll work good. See? Okay. All right. So my plan was in. Now it's back. On and off, on and off. Okay, so anyway, hopefully we're going to have Patrick on tomorrow night. I wanted to just bring to you a little bit. A lot of you saw my post earlier today about the school board here in Hamilton County and what they are attempting to do or whatever. So I wanted to kind of show you, first of all, a little bit of footage from tonight. Okay. And then I've got a little info I want to give you from one of the people I get info from. And then I want to talk for a few minutes about Bill Lee, the governor of the great state of Tennessee here. So anyway, we'll get right into it. Okay. So let me pull up the. Okay. By the way, did you notice? Let me get over here to it. That's the wrong one. There it is. Okay. Okay. All right, let me make sure the sound's all the way up for you. Good news, I've almost got my website back up and running, back to normal. Hopefully this weekend it will be done, and we won't have to do all of this kind of rigmarole. Okay, but anyway. So basically the bottom line, before I put it on here, is just to tell you, basically what they're saying is that there's a mask mandate in Hamilton County, but you don't have to do it. You can opt out. Now, what they're not telling you, and what's been leaked supposedly, is that you're going to have to be tested twice a week, these kids. Well, no, bull crap. That's not going to fly. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you at the end here when people started coming out, and then it's got us talking a little bit out here. All right, so let me pull that up. All right, let me make it. It's hilarious. This lady here behind this man had a sign that said, "What would Jesus do? Love thy neighbor." Holy mackerel. I'm like, I just couldn't dare to tell her, but I wanted to say Jesus would say, take that stupid mask off. But anyway, all right, here we go. Now, this is some footage that my new friend, Nay, got. And so here we go. Shoot, I thought they was hollering at me at first.
Did you know? Were you in there? What happened?
It was just a board meeting. I mean,
did nobody talk about NASC or CRT or anything?
No, all they want to talk about was the superintendent and how we need to go about interviewing, and should we do a national search? Should we get the people from in-house? Should we? And they went back and forth about that a little while.
We want somebody who does
basically
or CRT.
Basically, just wasted an hour of my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think they would talk about it, considering they came up with a decision like in 5 days or so, like last minute?
Well,
right.
Well, this was a special session. My understanding is called for this particular topic, I guess. But after it was over, after he had hit the gavel and said adjourn, some lady stood up. I guess she's not out here yet. Some lady stood up and said, hey, we want to talk about the mask or whatever.
Good.
And I mean, people started stepping up, and the gentleman in the back, I don't know where he is, but I like that guy.
Good.
Okay.
Good for you.
All right, well, he stepped up and said a few words. And then I held off as long as I could and finally I said something. But so anyway, but no, it was just, they all walked out. Well, I take that back. Ron Thurman stayed, obviously. And also the new guy, Walker, he stayed. And Joe Wingate kind of stood around, milled around a little bit. But then the other guy that said that he was not against all the masks and all that, whenever he did that, and he's sitting over there with a big mask on, he stayed there and listened.
Yeah, exactly. It's all for show.
Were you the one that was? Okay, that's the lady right there. She's a star. You need to get her.
Yeah.
That's right.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all show.
The bottom line is,
They didn't have
this
it
is
on
all
there on the
backwards.
show when they got it.
We're not opting out. Okay,
Yeah.
we're not opting out.
Right.
We're not giving them permission. We're not complying. Basically, if you opt out, you're giving them permission. You're saying it's up to them, and please, pretty please, let us opt out. No, bull crap. We ain't doing that. I don't even have a child in Hamilton County schools anymore.
So you recommend we don't opt out, we just sing without permission?
Heck no. Let me tell you something. You get enough people together. I was in education. I taught school for 11 years in the states of Texas and Missouri. I've lived here now for 14 years. Okay? I'm in private business now, but I'm telling you right now, it's all about your tax dollars. It's all about, they call people, they'll harass you to death if your kid's not in school.
That's right.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Well, I've already said I'm pulling my kid out of school.
Almighty dollar. And I'm gonna tell you something. You get about 10,000 people together.
Where you see your kids not going to this stupid ass school system in Hamilton County. Yeah, it's time to choose where your kids go to school.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
that's right.
Stop these people from telling you what you can and can't do with your choices and your rights.
That's
If
right.
you know how to do that, you get everyone, like Brad said, you bring them on. You bring the whole crowd, the whole Tennessee.
Let me tell you something.
And you fill this yard up.
You show up,
No.
and you show up at the school with your child, about 10,000 of us, and said, screw you, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. What are they going to do? Put everybody in jail?
Yeah,
Millions of people?
right.
I promise you, when you start pulling them out and or whatever, but I don't think you need to pull out because you're still paying your tax dollars and they're still getting it. But I'm just saying, You stand up and say no, and they will back up, because the only thing they believe in is this right here.
Right.
This is the only thing that talks.
Yeah.
Okay? Money talks and bullcrap walks, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I got a little tongue-tied there. What I was trying to say was, don't pull your kid out. Just refuse, because here's the deal. They get money. I know this for a fact because I was in the school system for 11 years. They get money from the government, and that's why they are so insistent when your child's not there, they're calling you, bugging you to death, going, where's your child? Why aren't they in school? Yada, yada, yada. Okay? Why? Because of money. That's what it's all about. So when you go up there and you just go up there and say, we're not doing it. You get a whole bunch of people together. I promise you, if you get 1,000 people to go up to that school without mask on, and you go with them, don't send your kid by themselves, but you go with them, and you just say, we're not complying. We're not going to do it. Okay, I promise you, when they don't have kids in school every day, they will change their tune because they want the money. Okay, so now let me go to the next, and Miss Nay Logan, my new friend, was the one that put this together. She had a little trouble with her camera tonight. It's not the clearest, but I'm sure thankful she did it. Okay, here's the second part of it.
Listen, guys, you don't have to have a college degree to figure this out.
Right.
Anybody that's a bump on the side of the wall can figure out with common sense that everything out here is going one way. And if you don't comply, you will be punished.
Right.
You'll be punished by losing your job. You'll be punished. They're taking out they're taking out everybody. Mm-hmm. And it's all because of this.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's the thing. We have got to stand up.
Yeah.
And so. That's right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, they need to do it the other way around and say, I'm signing my life away to wear these stupid masks.
Do you guys know what the dirtiest part of your body is? Your medical, right? It's even dirtier than your bumhole and your crotches and everything like that. So why have they been making our kids breathe the same ammonia cells that contract within 45 minutes of you wearing that mask? They think we're stupid? We ain't stupid. You know what? I've been asleep too long, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for people to wake up.
Yes.
I've been laying at the house too long. I ain't laying no more. I'm I'm ready.
I need to get him on the show with me, Brad Bubble Show.
Next Thursday.
Okay, so what we're doing on Saturday morning, if you are in anywhere near 50 miles within Chattanooga, we're going to be on Gun Barrel Road, okay, in front of Walmart out there on the corner, and we're going to have a protest, and it's going to be lit, okay, and I told all these people you need to bring 20 people with you on Saturday, 20 people. Yeah, guys, I'm not the Jolly Green Giant, really. She's shorter than I am, the lady filming, and she was up on top of me, kind of right there close, and that's why I look so much bigger than everybody else, okay? All right, here we go. Here's the rest.
Hey, let me say this before I go. You don't know me, my name's Brad. I'm big mouth here, but Listen, if you can, get on later tonight. I'm planning on doing it right now on Facebook because I don't think we're going to say anything that's going to get us, in jail again. I just got out. Yeah, I took my son down to Tremont Tavern and we had a hamburger. It's the best meal I've had in like 30 days. And so I'm excited. We're going to do it tonight, but I'm just going to go get with Patrick Hampton right now, who was supposed to be here, but he got held up fighting a school, I guess, about his son riding the bus without a mask. So we're fixing to blow up Bill Lee. Blow him up.
Yes.
Executive order.
Good. Come on.
I'll do this too.
Bill Lee's did about Friday night.
Yeah.
To the nighttime when everybody's sleeping, he was the first that day I come through.
Yeah. You see, he did it Friday, and then Hamilton County called his bluff by saying we're going to make the mask mandate.
Wow.
So now, they're waiting to see what Bill's going to do. Bill's bluff's been called, so we're going to find out what Bill's got.
But these ladies and gentlemen know there's 6 counties in Tennessee that does not follow Tennessee.
Yeah, we're one of them.
Y'all know who those counties are? Dixon County, I believe it is, Hamilton County, and 4 other counties that they own their own, we under our own health guidelines, not the state. It's time to change that.
Yes.
Because someone back in the old days said, hey, we want to have our own, no, we're Tennesseans first. Sorry, you can't make your own thing, so we got to go against our Tennessee code and laws. We don't do that stuff. It's time to flip the script and take them out and put some good people in that we're going to make sure they do the job right.
Yeah.
And then they're forced to do.
Yeah.
It was their pocketbooks and whatever they're doing.
Right.
It's done. We're done with this stuff. Now it's time for y'all to stand up for your voices.
What are you on Facebook?
Talking right now.
Yeah.
It's Brad Barton.
I think I
B-A-R-T
saw
on there. But
They
made it to where they made it to where you can all the time. Yeah. There's 130,000 followers on there, and I'll be like the 20th down on the list. You can't even find me
Really?
on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there was one other I want to show you, but I'm going to save it for the end, okay? And I want to, right now, change gears for just a second. I don't know if you guys saw, but Dan Crenshaw, the guy with the pirate, the patch over his eye, he come out, I guess, and he has really shown his true colors. He was saying how, nothing that they'll find in Arizona could overturn it, and y'all just need to give it up, and all of this stuff. I mean, he has shown himself to be one big rhino. Excuse me. I'm going to try to put that up a little bit later on Telegram. All right, now, so let me give you a little bit of some info I got here. Again, on this info here is not from the pastor, law enforcement guy. It's just a guy that I kind of get info from. I can't 100%, but I'm going to give it to you. All right. Update. Circumstances yet again force my hand. The EAS, Emergency Alert System, I guess that's what they call it now instead of EBS, did take place yesterday. Did any of you get the message? 88% of the country did not. Says 88% of the country did not get the message. Okay, now, I didn't get it because I turned my phone off and showed a lot of you to do that. But keep in mind, this was not the 17 promised EAS, shutdown of all communications. This was announced in advance by the FCC and FEMA telling us that it was to take place at 2:20 Eastern Standard Time. It did. So what by the FCC and FEMA telling us that it was to take place at 2:20? Excuse me, I read it wrong. It did. So what happened? Before the test took place, all media outlets were told to comply or face revocation of their FCC license and arrest. 88% refused to comply, and why not? as we've seen for the past 2 decades, there is no, I lost my spot. There is no consequence to ignoring the white hat mandates. Supposedly that has changed, and this test was a sting operation as the election was before it. We also know there is no greater enemy to America than the media, so no surprise there. There is so much information out there about what is going on and what is coming. I'm going to pass it along, but keep in mind, he says, none of this is verified. However, almost all sources are reporting essentially the same exact thing. I don't understand why, but they claim Trump and the White Hats have 13 days to make the ARRESTS, which started this weekend. He says, I'm skeptical. I've never heard of a time frame to make arrests and can't think of a logical reason why there would be. They can arrest anyone at any time. I guess I said the word, didn't I? Okay. Some people who did get the EAS recorded it, and we saw some strange stuff. One broadcast said that Chicago, LA, and New York City were declared war zones and that the military has set up a national curfew. One other bizarre comment was that, quote, only Caucasians have contracted the virus, end quote, which suggests a new bio attack. The videos of this is on TikTok. Supposedly the real EAS system promised by 17 is coming soon. And we all know how I feel about that. The reality is the White Hats will not tip their hats to when this is going to happen. But we do have some insight. Something happened yesterday behind the scenes. We saw the leaked memo in which they said that Pedo Joe would reinstitute lockdowns for the country despite there being record low deaths, it being summertime when the virus cannot survive, and despite science showing they don't work but do kill healthy, innocent people. We also heard that the lockdowns would trigger the military response because people would be locked away and in place to hear the EAS message. The lockdowns never came. Strange. The deep state sees the same info that I do, and I bet they even got this notice. So they did not impose lockdowns knowing they might trigger a response? Question mark. What exactly is that message to be delivered by the real EAS? Again, all circumspect, but it is supposedly an 8-hour video highlighting all the treason, election theft, and the bio attack that is COVID. I pray that they end the COVID mandates way before they get Trump in place, because these are killing people literally and making people lose their jobs and be put into tough positions. COVID has to be dealt with immediately while they sort out the politics. This 8-hour video will be played continuously for 10 days. All media will be controlled, which includes TV, radio, phones, and internet. Supposedly Telegram will be up and running. We also have heard that the new internet will be launched at this time, taking down Google, YouTube, FAKEBOOK, and Twitter, all of it. I know this all sounds crazy, but we have been told that we won't know when it is coming. But when it does, it will be a blitzkrieg. We'll see, hopefully much sooner than later. Meanwhile, Lindell has shown the world the ELECTION was highway robbery. There was foreign, enter FERENCE. The machines were hooked up to the internet, and it was all intentional. There is no getting around this. He made the case that the military needs to intervene. In fact, he was physically attacked last night after the symposium and was visibly shaken today. Another symposium member had his house raided and all the computers taken with his 4 kids at home. Tuesday, Lindell was supposed to represent something groundbreaking, but it never happened because the Secretary of State of Colorado, a nasty treasonous wench who has all but signed her death sentence, raided the house in an attempt to frame the person, but they got out ahead of it and reported it, meaning the house was raided with no legal justification, just an attack on political opposition. Now, I don't think it was her house. I think it was her office, like I talked about 2 nights ago. They have some people with fake IDs to the media were able to infiltrate into Mike's place, Lindell, tried to spread a virus onto the phones of attendees, etc. It is truly evil. This means they are desperate and about to go to jail or hopefully the gallows. All of this is treason. And I hope we aren't too soft to execute a few 100,000 for treason, he says. Okay? Okay. Sorry. I lose my place. These are absolutely evil people who would kill you in a blink of an eye if it helped the cause. More bizarre happenings. People were speaking at the symposium not knowing there was a microphone recording them, and they told each other that Pedo Joe was in custody. Now, I've heard that. It's really hard to tell what they're saying there, so I'm not sure about that. Back to the findings. They found a script. This is important. They found a script embedded in the machines that disables all security protocols and is so damning that they said at the symposium the Domino Company should be pissing in their pants right now. That's what it says. I'm just reading it. I bet it's even worse than that. But what is interesting is they also cited the law, which clearly states that if this script is present, the election is automatically decertified. Read that again. Lindell showed us that the entire ELECTION is automatically decertified, which means no approval from some legal body, judge, whatever. Automatically. So what do they do with this and how do they enforce it? 2 days ago, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary, Bill the Gates of Hell, and Amnesty International all called for a code red on their social media. There's more. We have heard Trump just declassified everything and is in the hands of the military and will be moved from location to location until August 20th. Does that mean no public appearances? Doubtful. Okay. People are saying they hear that Trump, W-O-N, the ELECTION, 100 million to 20 million votes, which is perhaps the most accurate number I've heard. First of all, there were 120 million votes cast in 2016, so this number makes much more sense. Secondly, there was zero enthusiasm for Pedo Joe. His people did not turn out, and remember, he couldn't fill a Starbucks on his rallies. One person said that he won all 50 states about Trump. Doubtful, but let's hope so. We're also hearing Flynn is going to be the new VP. This is purely my speculation, but I think the only way that can happen is if 30 pences of silver is arrested and charged with treason. After all, he was also elected with Trump, right? Is there a legal mechanism that lets them just swap out someone who was voted in? I doubt it. The gay pedophile, almost redundant, senator in Arizona who was blocking the audit to a degree resigned after he was caught being a gay pedophile. A few side notes. Pedo Joe is looking into whether or not he can overrule state mandates, blocking federal COVID mandates. No, he can't. Pedo Joe is also refusing to disclose who he is meeting with in Delaware. Why this matters is because he is never, N-E-V-E-R, never at the White House and meets people where he is residing, which is Delaware. Okay? CDC has been caught misrepresenting the V word data about miscarriages and is recommending the vaccine for pregnant women. I said the word, dadgummit. I'm soon they are hoping to kill more babies, it says. 6-month-old babies are now set to be vaccinated in Australia. What has happened to Australia? Okay. So, all right. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to switch over to Bill Lee for a minute. And I'm going to share with you a little bit, show you what this is all about. Okay? Okay, I'm going to make this screen bigger for you just real quick so you can see this. I want everybody to be able to see it. Okay. course, you can look this up yourself, but I don't want you to say, well, you're just saying that. I want you to be able to read it yourself. Let me do it one more time. Okay. So let's look here. So Bill Lee signs an executive order 83 on Friday afternoon late. Okay. They do everything they want to slip by. They do it on Friday late. Have you ever noticed that? Because they know no one's going to talk about it over the weekend. Anytime they're trying to do something sneaky, they do it on Friday late. All right. So here it is. All right. Executive Order 83, Bill Lee. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things in here. There's about 20 different ones on here. I'm only going to, for sake of time tonight, I'm only going to go through about 3 of them right here real quick. Okay. So let's go to first. These are all important, but I want to go to the really crazy ones. Okay, you can look this up anywhere. All right, number 8 right here. Discretion to use National Guard and State Guard members in connection with certain healthcare and emergency services operations. This paragraph 8 is issued for the limited purpose of authorizing personnel recognized under Tennessee Code, yada, 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 to serve in certain healthcare and emergency services roles to reduce systems capacity strain resulting from C-19. Okay, namely, personnel may perform authorized diagnostic testing for C-19 in healthcare settings, including but not limited to hospitals, emergency departments, and alternate care sites, collectively facilities. Okay, now I want to move down. Okay, so they can use the National Guard, okay, to do this. All right. Now, I want to go to number all right here, number 14, right here. Telephone assessments for involuntary commitment cases are permitted. Listen closely. The provisions of Tennessee Code annotated whatever are hereby suspended to the extent necessary to allow the issuance of a certificate of need under Tennessee Code whatever for the emergency involuntary commitment of a person with a mental illness or, there's that word, or serious emotional disturbance based upon a telephone assessment of such person by a mandatory pre-screening agent designated pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated yada, yada, yada. In other words, I hope you're getting this. They can call someone and make an assessment over the telephone, okay? And for the emergency involuntary commitment, that's against your will, of a person with a mental illness or serious emotional disturbance based upon the telephone assessment. All right, let me keep going here. Here's the last one. Number 18. Temporary quarantine and isolation facilities may be constructed. The provisions of Tennessee Code, yada, yada, are hereby suspended to allow for the construction of temporary structures, the plans for which would otherwise be subject to review for new construction, additions, or substantial alterations as directed by the Commissioner of Health and the Director of TEMA in response to C-19, provided that there shall be inspections of such structures to ensure safety as necessary. Okay, so in other words, they can create facilities, okay, tents, whatever, okay, and they can put people there that are, quote, emotionally disturbed, all right? Now, it's all right here. Now, you can read through all of this. You can easily go it. You can see all of this. There's a lot more to it, okay? But that's the basis of it. And so let me say this before I finish up here, okay? this very clearly states, in the case of emergency, what they deem an emergency. Okay? Okay? They can involuntarily commit you. Okay? They can come pick your butt up and take you off to one of these tent cities. That's what it says. Okay? I read it. You saw it. Okay? Now, Bill Lee is trying to play both sides of the fence. He needs to decide if he's a conservative or if he's going to be a rhino, a Democrat. This is bull crap. You're either going to stand for the people or we're going to get you out of there. Okay? And I think he has shown exactly where he stands. Let's be honest. Okay? But I'm going to have Patrick on here tomorrow night, and we're going to be discussing. He's going to bring a lot to the table about it. I'm also hearing word that there is some placebos in the, and some people are getting them. Some people are getting the real deal, and those that don't get sick got the placebo. Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that probably more tomorrow night. Okay, so but here's what I want to do real quick, and again, I want to. Again, I apologize it's late. I've just had so much going on. We have got a million things going. I'm trying to run an event. I'm trying to, be at the school board. Listen, we need next school board meeting next Thursday night. We don't need 25 people there. We need 2,500 there. Okay? Saturday morning, 10 a.m., Gun Barrel Road here in Chattanooga, the main strip in front of Walmart, okay, out on the corner. Be there. If you care anything about yourself, your family, your country, your individual rights, be there, okay? Now, stop talking about it and do something, okay? So, here's what I want to give you in closing, okay? And again, oh, by the way, good news, okay? Let me tell you this. I got a text message from Mel K today. And Mel K, again, is going to be at our event in Kentucky in September. Again, if you haven't gotten tickets, you need to do so now. Go to godandcountryreunion.com. That's godandcountryreunion.com or bradbartonusa.com. And you can get tickets there. Also, if you want one of these cool socialism distancing shirts since 1776, you can get those also at bradbartonusa.com. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see a link for the gear. That's been our best seller. It's just people going crazy over this shirt. And everywhere I go, I get people saying, "Oh man, I love your shirt." Okay. So anyway, so hopefully hopefully I'll have the website back up and running smoothly. It'll be looking good again. It's just going. We got it just getting by right now. Hopefully this weekend it'll be fixed. So but what I'm going to do right now is Mel K. Here's what she told me. I almost forgot. She said that Jim Caviezel wanted to talk with me. We're trying to get Jim Caviezel to our event in September, and so I was real excited about that. So I got to get back with her on that, and also we're trying to get a few other big names, and we're real close to doing it. So anyway, so go there, get your tickets, don't delay, and I'm going to share this with you, and okay, let me make it big again. Okay, so I'm going to let this be our okay. This is going to be our closing prayer tonight. This was a prayer we all said together as a group, outside the school board building. And I just thought I'd just share it right here. Okay? So this is all of us there tonight. And so I'll leave you with this will be our prayer.
Not depend on other people, not depend on Brad, not depend on Linda, Harris, whoever. Let them be a leader. Lord, let us all work together. Let us enlarge this group. Let us grow this group. And Lord, let us stand against tyranny. And Lord, against communism. And against Luciferians. And Lord, I pray that you would give us the courage, Lord, to stand.
I'm putting it up close where you can hear it.
Lord, you know, if we don't have freedom, we don't have anything. We can't be worried about, and I know everyone is worried about money, everyone's worried about jobs, everyone's worried about all these kind of things. But Lord, your word says that even the sparrows you feed, you take care of. God, we may find out what real faith is here. So God, I pray that you would give us the spirit of Gideon, Lord, the spirit of Daniel, the spirit of David. Lord, I pray that you would give us that, Lord, supernaturally, Holy Spirit. Lord, give us a righteous indignation as Jesus had in the temple. Because, Lord, we know that you don't want us to sit here and just pray and hope and all of those things. Yes, praying is it's the most important thing. But Lord, you want us to move forward with action. Because faith without works is dead. Lord, so I pray that you give us the boldness and the courage to stand in the face of evil. To stand in the face of people that would do wrong things to our kids. And Lord, as like I said, we need help us to get people to understand this is not about your child or my child. This is about our children, all of them. And so, God, I pray that you would give us that strength. I pray that you would break hearts on this school board. God, I pray that you would convict people on this school board, even people that don't know you as Lord and Savior. God, I pray that you would just prick their heart, break them, Lord. Let them understand what's going on here. Help them to wake up and realize what the agenda is. Lord, we love you. We thank you. God, I just praise you for each of these families. May we each bring 20 extra people Friday. Each one of us bring 20 extra people Friday Saturday morning to the protest on Gun Barrel. Lord, give us the names and let us call them. We ask you to be with us as we travel home. Give us traveling grace. We love you. Thank you. In Jesus' name. And all God's people say it. Amen.
All right. So we will hopefully you could hear that. I don't know. It was pretty bad audio there, but I'm just thankful that my friend Nee got that done. So anyway, with that, guys, have a great evening. God bless you. I'm going to have this up on I'm going to probably pull it off of here pretty quick here. I got to rip it off. But I'll have it on Telegram, and I'll also have it on Rumble. Okay? And you can also go back and look. I need to put up my interview with Stu Peters. Also, I'm going to try to I'll put that tonight on Telegram and Rumble as well. Okay? God bless you. May God keep you. And hey, you I'm sorry. I was getting a message there. Okay. Hey, God bless you. God keep you. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night from Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is Brad signing off.